Last but not least, we have Metagate IPA. Now, we said this was a packet analyzer. So that's what we're talking about now, packet analyzers. Ooh. What does this mean, though? Well, let's take a look. We have subframe type is a beacon. This is a beacon frame type. The data rate is 2 megabits per second. It is negative 57 away. The SSID being used is Sage Yoga. Basic Service Set ID, Basic Service Set ID vendor. The client, all F. So this is a what type of packet? It's a broadcast. So you can see, we know that this is a broadcast packet. Not only that, we know who, if we look down here, we have acknowledgement packets. We have a probe request. So these are beacon probes. That's a probe request. That's a probe response. We have acknowledgements. We have acknowledgements, a null data packet. Look at this acknowledgement here. Clear spot 645. Sent by what? An Apple. The client version is Apple. Probe response, Apple. Unknown. So we are now able to see inside what's doing this. What is the address? We can see the different MAC addresses for these devices. Very, very, very deep inspection into these packets. Let's look at another packet analyzing tool. This one, many of you know, Wireshark. Now, Wireshark actually allows you to capture the information. If it is set in plain text, you will be able to see that information. You can see A, up, D, O. So if this is not encryption, you'd actually be able to read information, actual information being sent. You can see here that the protocol version, the destination, the source, the time it was sent, all listed here. Information on what it is. You can see there's a lot of beacon frames being sent back and forth. And then you get a general idea of the frame here. So Wireshark going even further. You can do that with the IPA as well. You can actually dive deeper into those frames. But Wireshark gives you this all off the bat. This is one of those things. It makes it easy for people to be able to read messages. So you do not want open authentication. Because I will be able to read exactly what you're sending in the frame. I can read the data inside the frame. It gives me the size, gives me the frame mark, all the information we're looking for. That's not it. That's not all we have. We have OmniPeak as well. Now, I'm not as familiar with OmniPeak as I am with those other tools, but it is basically the same type of information. We have who sent what. We have an average. We have who sent it right there listed. 10366060 is sending something, or 69, whatever that is. We have the layer. Is it at the transport layer? We have the count, security, and the actual event. We have the ability to choose the client address and actually dive into what they've been sending. We can capture, we can look at this on the web, and then we have our top nodes that are communicating at the moment. So OmniPeak really does allow us to rank traffic by client and analyze how that's actually being utilized. Fluke Networks, I love Fluke testing tools for networking. I haven't used much of their software tools though. Air Magnet Wi-Fi Analyzer allows us, again, to break into the actual packets themselves and see what's being sent, who's sending them. A little bit different, we still do have that table. We don't have the information that we saw in Wireshark, blowing into that frame and actually looking at the data. But we definitely can see the SSIDs. We can definitely see the type. We can see the MAC addresses being sent and the device names. The security being used, so WPA2, WPA, WEP, anything that's being used is going to be utilized here. So lots and lots of information. Again, specific information on what's being transferred inside the packet, as opposed to a what? The channel analyzer that allowed us to look at what channels are being used, and which was different than the spectrum analyzer that gave us an overall spectrum view of our wireless environment. So lots of different ways to troubleshoot the signal itself. The signal, we use those analyzers, then we moved on to packet analyzers, which actually dives into the information being sent wirelessly.